This is MMA Fighting's Road to the Main Event, TJ Dillashaw vs. Dominick Cruz. We start on July 2nd, 2011. Dominick Cruz vs. Uriah Faber 2. This is the main event for UFC 132 and Cruz's first defense of his UFC Bantamweight Championship.
At this point, we don't have to rehash why you don't like Uriah Faber. We've heard it by now, but are you almost tired of talking about this guy? You've had to talk about him for so long, even prior to some of your other fights in WC, like the Jorgensen fight.
I think that's exactly what it is. I'm just tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm ready to settle it, get in there and fight. That'll get make the talking stop, and I can start hearing about me being champion instead of my loss to Uriah Faber.
Finally, in Toronto, prior to UFC 129, you were part of that Super 7 ceremony. Do you feel as though, because you have yet to make your UFC debut, that you get the respect and recognition from the fans as one of the best fighters in the world? Or do you think that maybe once you fight in the UFC and win, that will start to come?
I think that's what it's going to take. It's going to take me fighting in the UFC. It's going to take me winning in the UFC, and then I can get that respect. I feel that that's just what, as a fan, that's kind of what they assume in their, to respect somebody. They fought and won in the UFC. They just don't understand what the WC was. The level of competition I was fighting was the best in the world, but that's fine. I mean, I'm willing to go out there, and I plan on going out there and proving it anyways.
Cruz wins by unanimous decision in a closely contested bout and avenges his only loss. October 1st, 2011, Cruz defends his belt against Demetrius Johnson, winning by unanimous decision in Washington, D.C. This would also be Johnson's last fight at bantamweight before dropping to flyweight. 2 months later, TJ Dillashaw would lose his UFC debut to John Dodson by knockout at the Ultimate Fighter Season 14 finale. TJ Dillashaw would go on to win 5 of his next 6 fights. His only loss was a controversial split decision to top 5 bantamweight Rafael Assunção. May 7th, 2012. While coaching against Uriah Faber for the Ultimate Fighter live season, Cruz suffers an ACL tear and pulls out of his UFC 148 title defense.
Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas alongside the UFC Bantamweight champion Dominick the Dominator Cruz. And Dominick, it is good to see you. We are 24 hours removed from the Ultimate Fighter's final episode. First things first, though, I see you running around here. I see you going up and down the stairs. We're even on a platform. Are you really injured?
Well, with one leg or two, it wouldn't really make a difference to handle you, Ariel.
I wasn't challenging you to a fight. All of a sudden,
No, you're smarter than that.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, I'm injured, and you can't fake a surgery, so I go in June 6th, and it's not going to be fun.
Dominick, I remember 2 years ago us being on Versus talking about maybe one day you and Uriah coaching. I think you did a fantastic job. You represented yourself in the sport very well. Good luck with the surgery, and can't wait to see you come back and defend the title.
Thank you. One leg or not, I'll still whoop your ass.
January 6, 2014, UFC President Dana White reveals on SportsCenter that Cruz has been sidelined with a groin tear. Cruz was originally going to face the now interim title holder, Renan Barão, at UFC 169, but is forced to vacate the title due to inactivity. March 27, 2014, the UFC announces TJ Dillashaw will be facing Renan Barão as the main event for UFC 173. Dillashaw wins by a stunning 5th-round KO.
I'm curious, obviously this is the last camp with Bang over at Alpha Male, so how do you plan on moving forward now that he's going to be in Colorado? Any chance he'll consider switching out there?
I'm going to continue to train with Team Alpha Male, but I'm going to cross-train with Dwayne. You know, I'll go out and train with him on my when I don't have a camp, and I'll fly him out when I'm in camp. I'm going to continue to work with Dwayne. He'll be in my corner. I plan on getting my black belt under the guy. I mean, he's a genius. But I think he's going to get the best of both worlds. We're going to have a new coach come in and be able to watch me there, and then I'll be able to get training from Dwayne. So I'm going to have multiple eyes on me, and I got to stay with Team Alpha Male. I mean, they've got me where I'm at, and they're the best sparring partners you can get for my weight class.
Dillashaw is booked to face Barão again at UFC 177 in Sacramento.
When you started out, did you ever think you'd be the first alpha male guy to win a title? Was that a goal maybe of yours? You wanted to beat them to the punch?
No, I mean, I didn't think I would be. You know, I thought for sure that we'd have some guys that would get the belt before me, and we had the opportunities, just kind of slipped through our fingers, and they're definitely good enough to get the belt. It just didn't happen that night.
And it's interesting. This kind of feels like a changing of the guard, so to speak, because usually when they come to Sacramento, it's Faber, Mendez, Benavidez. Now it's you and Castillo. For a while, maybe the forgotten members of the team. Do you view it that way, a changing of the guard?
It's kind of funny. I mean, I didn't really view it that way, but doing my interviews, it's kind of funny to talk about a fight going on in Sacramento that doesn't have Uri on it, that I'm the headline, the main focus of the card, and it's pretty cool to have the city backing me and how much support they've given me bringing the belt back home, and it's been amazing.
But only hours before the weigh-in, Barao was forced to pull out of the fight due to weight-cutting complications. UFC newcomer Joe Soto replaces Barao. TJ Dillashaw knocks out the overmatched Joe Soto in the 5th round.
I knew Joe Soto was a tough fighter. I've practiced with him. 10 weeks ago, he came into our room and practiced with us. I knew he was a tough wrestler, great grappler. I've seen a lot of his fights. Bellator champ. So he's been around, had some great fights. So it was a tough one, man. I mean, to switch my opponent the last minute like that, it was a real stressful situation that I just had to man up and do. And I think that's the positive I took out of it. I mean, it could have been a negative, but for me to start my legacy as champ, I'll take fights on one day notice of his opponent's switch and just make the positive out of it and come in, put a smile on my face, and try to perform the best of my abilities. And Joe Soto did a great job tonight.
September 27, 2014. After nearly 3 years, Cruz returns to the UFC to face top 10 ranked Takeya Mizugaki.
Dominic, good to see you. And not while you're working for a show, you're actually fighting on Saturday. I don't know if you know this.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're back.
I thought I was going to be behind a desk. That's why I'm dressed in this.
You look great.
Thank you. No, it's just, I didn't know what else to wear,
What is it like, though? I mean, honestly, you're here for a fight, not a fight week coverage and all that stuff. Has it sunk in yet?
Oh, it's definitely sunk in since I've been hungry and thirsty. That's when it kind of slaps you in the face, is when you're not eating, you're not drinking, and it's just cool. I find that I'm enjoying it a lot more. It used to just make me so uptight and nervous, and it was hard to deal with, but it's almost something like I realized that because I didn't have it for so long, I can really enjoy it.
Is it weird not being here with a belt, though? It's been a while.
No, I mean, the belt's just a piece of metal. I still got it in my heart.
You still consider yourself the champion?
I still consider myself one of the best on the planet. I believe that about myself. If you don't, you're going to get your butt kicked in that cage, man. You will. You have to believe that about yourself.
Cruz wins by knockout in just 61 seconds.
Performance of the night was McGregor and Cruz. So congratulations to them. They won $50,000 each.
But the win for me tonight was just about, my own goal, my own set of goals. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know how I was going to feel after 3 years. I didn't know what the lights were going to do. I didn't know what being there was going to do, and I just had to go in there and do it. And it was big for me.
Nobody does that to Mizugaki. Nobody. And he didn't lose his belt in fighting. He's the unluckiest man on earth. I mean, he's the guy.
So it'll be him and Dillashaw next?
Yeah.
December 22nd, 2014. Cruz reports on his Facebook account that he has suffered another ACL injury, forcing him to pull out of a potential title fight with Dillashaw. July 25th, 2015. TJ Dillashaw again faces Renan Barao as the main event for UFC on Fox 16 in Chicago.
Ariel Helwani in Chicago for UFC on Fox 16 alongside the UFC bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw, who meets Renan Barao for the second time this Saturday on Fox. TJ, thank you for the time. 14 months ago you went into this fight, huge underdog. Now you're the champ, slight favorite. Which position do you prefer?
I'm kind of treating them the same. I mean, I can't put any added pressure on the fight. I prefer being the favorite, prefer being the champ. I just feel a bit more confident and just gonna make sure I have fun and soak up being the champ.
Bit of a strange scenario this week with your coach Bang Ludwig talking. How big of a distraction has that been?
Not at all for me. I mean, for one, I know it's taken out of text a little bit. With him, it's just that he believes he's the best. Just like I believe I'm the best, and he thinks that people should be working with him if they have the opportunity. And they're just in his eyes they're not doing so. So I mean, it's just different personalities. I mean, I'm using him. He's the best coach in the world in my eyes. I mean, I got the best team at home, and so I gotta juggle both things, but also not choose sides.
How does this fight play out on Saturday?
I'm definitely looking for the finish. I expect, you got to go in expecting a 5-round war because you don't want to get caught off guard and underestimate anybody. But I know that I'm the faster fighter. I got the better wrestling. I can take the fight where I want to. Who knows? Maybe I'll submit him this time, you know?
Wow. Looking forward to it. Good luck to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Dillashaw finishes Barao in a one-sided rematch.
He brought it. You know, he brought it the first round. He came out the first 30 seconds and was swinging. You know, he set the pace fast early, and, you know, and I almost went a little bit too fast because of it. And, you know, I should have been a little bit more controlled, but, you know, it was a fun fight. Yeah, I mean, I definitely expected to dominate the fight. You know, I felt that I was a faster athlete, and I had the skills to beat him. So yeah, I expected myself to win every round. I knew he's tough. You know, I mean, he's a very tough fighter, and I knew he was going to bring it. But I'm of course going to believe in myself to win every round.
September 9th, 2015. Dillashaw versus Cruz is officially announced as the main event for UFC Fight Night in Boston. On January 17, 2016, in Boston, Massachusetts, TJ Dillashaw and Dominick Cruz will finally meet and decide who is the best bantamweight in the UFC.
Thank you, guys.
Lamiso won't fix that.